Man's best friend is an enduring presence in the Fallout universe, and the adorable companion Dogmeat has a long history that has touched several corners of the franchise and pop culture history. I'm Mark from Digital Dissection. I make Fallout lore videos, and today we're expanding on the considerable body of work for Fallout's favorite canine. Dogmeat can be first encountered as a stray dog in Junktown of Fallout 1. In the year 2161, he's seen terrorizing Phil, an elderly man who can't leave his home as Dogmeat intimidates him at his door. According to the Fallout Bible, the date Dogmeat is discovered falls on December 30th, 2161, and his level of viciousness and ability to survive despite the odds is impressive. Roughly a month before the Vault Dweller meets the canine, his owner was killed by hired thugs, and the concept of Dogmeat being ownerless when encountered carries on into all future entries. Fortunately for Phil, however, Dogmeat can quickly be reasoned with, and joins the Vault Dweller on his journey. It is possible to not actually encounter him, but for most players, they'll find a friend for life. Well, at least pretty far into this game. More on that later. If you've seen the Mad Max series, then this fact is clearly obvious. While Dogmeat is heavily inspired by the 1979 film starring Mel Gibson, the references don't stop there. During the events of Fallout 1, the original owner of Dogmeat is only referred to as a traveler. But there's actually much more to this person than just a mysterious name. The previously mentioned Phil of Junktown actually knew quite a bit about this individual. Dogmeat's owner wore a decent amount of leather, supposedly came from the Far East, and spoke with a funny accent. We'd later learn in Fallout 2 that this was a man named Mel, and we'd likely have met him had he not been killed by Gizmo, owner of Junktown's casino. It's unknown exactly when Mel and Dogmeat began their adventures, but they came to an end when Mel was thrown off the roof of Gizmo's casino after interfering with his business. We're also happy Fallout's writers changed the name to Dogmeat as well, as its Mad Max name counterpart wasn't exactly as PG-friendly. Not many characters in the Fallout universe carry over from one title to the next. In the case of the original Dogmeat, he unfortunately didn't make it out of Fallout 1's events, at least not according to the Vault Dweller's memoirs in Fallout 2. According to the first game's protagonist, Dogmeat is canonically dead after the conclusion of the final showdown in the Mariposa military base. The memoirs included with Fallout 2 go on to say,
"It was here that Dogmeat fell, a victim of a powerful energy force field. I miss that dog."
While this is what the game's writers came up with, it more accurately describes Dogmeat's AI, as he was predisposed to run indiscriminately despite the dangers posed within the Mariposa base. Keeping Dogmeat alive is possible through careful saves or leaving him outside during the finale of the game. He might live on in the minds of some players, but unfortunately for most, he's gone on to the great beyond. Speaking of the beyond, Fallout 2 brings back Dogmeat in a pretty unique way. It would seem that Fallout's creative team was dedicated to the idea that the battle-tested canine had left the mortal plane. With Fallout 2's identity being a bit zany in the first place, a special encounter can spawn in the wasteland featuring a few oddities. The location is known as the Cafe of Broken Dreams, featuring every playable character model of Fallout 1's Vault Dweller, including their cut versions. But this also extends to Set, the deceased ghoul leader of Necropolis, a younger version of Tandy, the new California Republic president, and the original Dogmeat. Should the player remove their armor down to their Vault 13 jumpsuit, he will join the player as a companion yet again. If attacked instead, however, Mel actually has a chance to appear, and will defend him. Fallout 2 definitely took some chances. Dogmeat didn't actually make its way into Fallout New Vegas, but that didn't mean Obsidian Entertainment, comprised of various past Interplay employees, had no intention of including a version of the character. A cyberdog by the name of Rex was included as a possible companion with an incredible background. Originally part German Shepherd, Rex is over 209 years old and was a regular dog before the Great War, working for the Denver Police Department. Sometime before the bombs fell, he was converted to his cybernetic form, becoming a Cyberhound Mark III law enforcement officer, under serial number B955883. He's incredibly well-traveled, at one point conquering areas of the Southwest alongside Caesar's Legion as a warhound, but was lost in battle before wandering to New Vegas, and adopted by the King of Freeside, an Elvis impersonator and leader of the King's Gang. After 200 years, Rex needs a new brain, but fortunately the player character can help him and find a solution to his brain degradation. Dogmeat's iterations in Fallout 3 and 4 are just as useful in combat and survival as its earliest versions, but one factor stands out. Dogmeat must have maxed out its lockpick skill. In Fallout 1, the powerful companion couldn't actually be controlled, but the Bethesda era allowed for the canine to be given instructions and orders to follow. One of these abilities is to look for supplies and weapons, which within Fallout 3 allows him to find items hidden behind locked doors and boxes. The ability was comedic in some ways, but fully referenced again in Fallout 4 when the game first begins. Shortly after leaving Vault 111, players noticed a weapon called the Cryolator, a powerful weapon that can freeze enemies, but it's locked behind a glass case and requires the player to return later, roughly around level 18. Dogmeat, however, can be ordered to break the glass and retrieve the weapon, acknowledging the dog's kleptomania from a few years previous. If you're still getting over the canonical death of Dogmeat, don't worry, Fallout 3 has you covered. While Dogmeat has a tendency to occasionally get lost during the 2008 game, he managed to survive quite a few things, often ending up back at Megaton, Vault 101, or the DC Mall area. He still could die, however, despite a fair level of survival capability. But that all changed with the premiere of Fallout 3's DLC Broken Steel. Specifically, Broken Steel extended the main storyline into an open-ended experience, but it also included more levels and perks at the same time. One of these perks is called Puppies, which in the event your first doggo should perish honorably in battle, an endless wave of newly named Dogmeat will arrive in its place. The idea of losing one is already a bit hard to envision, but the next generation of pups is stronger and more durable than the last, making it much more difficult to lose your next furry friend. It's a perk we're sure the Vault Dweller of Fallout 1 wishes they had. Now, as a companion, Dogmeat is in an interesting class, and it's been that way since the very beginning. Starting in Fallout 1, the lovable beast was a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. During fights, he was capable of dealing up to 4 high-damage attacks, and had as much health as a fully grown human. His only real drawback was his lack of command control, but he was a force to be reckoned with, causing many players to strategically save and keep him in their party. It's a testament to the fact that Dogmeat's previous owners all meet their ends, but yet the canine always finds a way to persevere. This even includes getting revenge on those who killed his master in Fallout 3, as he remembers the raiders' faces who brought him down. It almost makes his story that of John Wick in reverse, as your furry companion keeps receipts and has a sense of justice that's always been there. If you don't believe these stories, however, some players have dismissed Dogmeat as a companion in Fallout 4 and followed his progress on his way back to Sanctuary. Leon Hurley of Games Radar documented the nearly 2-hour journey, watching Dogmeat tear through enemies and obstacles as he walked all the way back. It begs the question, does Dogmeat need us, or do we need Dogmeat? With several iterations of man's best friend in the wasteland, Dogmeat has seen several variations and breeds. It's not exactly a point of debate either, but more digging to see which dogs have influenced the in-game models. Fallout 1 and 2's version is admittedly not one that you can exactly pinpoint, but the design of Fallout 3 and its original influence from the Mad Max series is that of the Australian cattle dog. The cattle dog has a sweet temperament towards its owners and are fiercely loyal, brave, and muscularly dense, making them quite sturdy. The breed is also called a red or blue healer, as its patterns can cause color differences representing each tone, making Dogmeat literally the same breed as that from the children's cartoon Bluey. In Fallout 4, however, Dogmeat was modeled after a German Shepherd named River, who belonged to Joel and Michelle Burgess, developers on both Fallout 3 and 4. River provided not only the visual appearance, but also voice files for the character, and behavior logic as a companion. Her tendency to run ahead and look back for the player was something River always did to the Burgess family on walks, and rather than use a professional trained dog, River's gentle nature became Dogmeat's profile, but the animal was ready for battle when the time came. River sadly passed away in 2021 at 13 years old, but her legacy will live on in Fallout's history forever. Dogmeat's most recent depiction on Fallout's TV show is that of the Belgian Shepherd, a short-haired version of the breed commonly used in sheep herding. While this version was known as CX-404 before being named Dogmeat by Cooper Howard, CX-404 encompasses the same temperament as those that came before, fiercely defending its companions and owners. It would seem that no matter which version of Dogmeat we're dealing with, they'll be your friend for life, and we wouldn't have it any other way. And with that, we've covered 9 facts on Dogmeat, the heckin' greatest doggo the Fallout universe has ever known. Did we miss any facts about the 4-legged wasteland survivor? Let us know in the comments. And for more videos just like this one, check out our full Fallout Stories playlist linked here. And until next time, pop culture nerds, keep on dissecting. This is Mark signing off.